everyone, welcome back to a new lesson with me today. My name is Jenny and I am a British English teacher. Today's lesson is a vocabulary lesson. We are going to look at compound adjectives to describe people's personalities. Now, this is useful for everyday life, right? We often get asked about our family and friends, and it's a great way to be able to describe people in more detail. But also, you might be asked to describe a person in your IELTS exam or even your Cambridge exams, the advanced or the first certificate. And we want to really demonstrate our ability, our range of vocabulary in these exam situations. This is your chance to show off and to really show how much English you actually know. So first of all, we are going to look at what a compound adjective actually is. So in a nutshell, a compound adjective is two or more words joined together to form a new adjective. These words are often joined by a hyphen, but not always. And there are many different combinations. It could be adjective noun, number noun, adjective present participle, adjective past participle, many variations, and I won't go into that right now. But if you would like me to, leave me a comment and I'll consider making a video in the future about compound adjectives in more detail. But the important thing today is to learn compound adjectives to describe personality, and we're going to get straight into that right now. So we can say, my friend is kind-hearted, or he is a kind-hearted person. And that is fine. For everyday conversation, no problem. But when you're in an exam situation and you really want to demonstrate to the examiner just how wide your range of knowledge is, then you're going to have to level up a little bit. So you could level up and say, he is the most kind-hearted person I know, with a superlative, and that's good. But if you really want to blow them away with your incredible knowledge, why not try inversion with a negative adverbial phrase? For example, never have I met such a kind-hearted person. And this will really demonstrate your advanced knowledge of English, right? Not only are you using a compound adjective to describe somebody, you are also using inversion with a negative adverbial phrase. So that is my top tip for using these compound adjectives. Our second compound adjective is level-headed, and this is somebody who's calm or sensible, somebody who doesn't panic in stressful situations. For example, you wouldn't believe how level-headed she is. She never panics, no matter how crazy the situation is. Number 3 is thick-skinned, and someone who is thick-skinned is not easily upset by criticism. For example, in this job, there is an element of criticism, so it is important to be thick-skinned. 4 is two-faced, and this means not sincere, or someone who cannot be trusted. For example, I'd be careful what you say to her, because although she's nice to your face, she often says things about people behind their backs. She's incredibly two-faced. Number 5 is a set of 4 compound adjectives which are all related, and therefore I think it's a bit easier to learn them together. So on one side of the spectrum, we have closed-minded and narrow-minded, and these are disapproving compound adjectives. Someone who is closed or narrow-minded is unwilling to accept other people's ideas and beliefs and opinions. They are not able to accept them, or not willing to accept other people's ideas. And then on the other side of the spectrum, the approving compound adjectives are open-minded and broad-minded. And these, like I say, they're the opposite. Somebody who is willing to accept other people's ideas and beliefs and opinions. For example, after he had lived in a different country for 2 years, he went from being a narrow-minded person to being much more broad-minded. Number 6 is high-spirited, and this means active, lively and energetic. For example, he is such a high-spirited child, he never seems to stop. Number 7 is quick-witted, and if you are quick-witted, you are able to think or to respond in a clever, intelligent way, and all very quickly as well. For example, the teacher was so impressed because his class was incredibly quick-witted. The next one is well-mannered, and this means behaving in a polite way. The opposite is ill-mannered, which of course means behaving in a rude or impolite way. But well-mannered in a sentence could be, you must be exceptionally proud of your well-mannered children. Number 9 is self-centered, and this means selfish or someone who usually only thinks about themselves and not others. It's time he changed his ways and stopped being so self-centered if he wants to make more friends. Number 10 is warm-hearted, and this means kind and caring and showing sympathy towards others. The opposite is cold-hearted, and warm-hearted in a sentence could be, her host family were so warm-hearted, they made her feel completely at home. Number 11 is big-headed, and a big-headed person thinks that they are better or more important than they really are. For example, if you carry on with that big-headed attitude, then sooner or later you are going to get a reality check. Number 12 is absent-minded, and this means forgetful, having the tendency to forget things, maybe because you keep getting distracted. For example, I have been incredibly absent-minded lately. I keep forgetting where I have put my keys. The next one is easygoing, and easygoing means relaxed or someone who doesn't usually get worried or upset about things. For example, I wish I could be as easygoing as you. You never seem to get upset or worried about anything. 14 is hardworking. This one is incredibly logical. It is someone who works hard, often doing a lot of work. For example, he is such a hardworking person, it can't be long until he gets promoted. 15 is tight-fisted, and a tight-fisted person is unwilling to spend money. For example, she needs to stop being so tight-fisted and be more generous with her wealth. 16 is strong-minded, and this is someone who is very set in their opinion. They don't want to change their opinion or their mind. For example, she was incredibly strong-minded as a child, but as she has grown up, she has learned to compromise more. This one is a synonym for strong-minded. It is strong-willed, but it means the same thing. Somebody who is determined. It's really difficult to change a strong-willed person's mind. And the opposite is weak-willed. And weak-willed people generally do not have so much determination or will to do whatever they said they would do. An example of strong-willed could be, I'll talk to him, but it won't be easy because you know how strong-willed he is. Number 18 is hot-headed, and someone who is hot-headed loses their temper relatively easily. For example, over the years, she has become more easygoing and she is not as hot-headed as she used to be. Number 19 is self-conscious, and this means uncomfortable because you are worrying about what other people think of you. The opposite is self-confident. And in an example sentence, self-conscious might be, he is terribly self-conscious, so you will rarely find him in a large group of people. Number 20 is our last compound adjective for today. It is well-educated, and if you are well-educated, you have received a very good or a high level of education. For example, having obtained a master's degree from Cambridge University, she is considered to be very well-educated. Those are the compound adjectives that I have for you today. Which ones were new for you? Why don't you let me know in the comment section below? And while you are leaving me a comment, let me know which areas of vocabulary you would like to study next. It can be for IELTS, for the Cambridge exams, or just everyday life. I'd love to teach you more advanced vocabulary. Thanks so much for watching, and we will speak again soon. Bye for now.